Guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Matrices, back with another video for you guys, and again, matrices. This is still gonna be part number 2. We are doing the row echelon form. I made a video earlier or before that one, which you're gonna see it. I'm sure you have seen it already, and it was about a 2x2 matrix. We did a row echelon form. Before we move on, take a moment to hit that subscribe button, like the video. I'm pretty sure you're enjoying it right now because you're understanding more in mathematics. And you can always donate via my Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. They're all in the description down below. Without further ado, let's get active. So we are doing this example right here. We're gonna do 2, 6, 10, 3, 8, 15, and 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Come on. There we go. Three, and it's gonna be 3, 0, -1. We are going to put this in row echelon form. How are we going to do this? Well, very simple. So first thing first, what are we gonna do? We want these numbers. Actually, let me use a smaller. We want these numbers to be equal to 1. All right, and we want those numbers right here to be equal to 0. How are we going to do this? Let's go. So first thing first, we want the number 2 in the first column, that number right here, to be equal to 1. How can we do this? Well, we can divide row 1 by 2. Right? Makes sense. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna make 3 and 1 to be 0 as well. So what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna say 3 times row 1. You know what? No, you guys are not ready for that one yet. You can actually I can make it short, very short, but I want to make it long, just so you guys can actually get everything as clear as possible. I'm gonna say row 1 divided by 2 equals to row 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite all the other rows except for row 1. So I'm going to have 3, 8, 15, 1, 2, 3, -1, 0. So how do I write row 1 now? Remember, row 1 now is the new row 1 is row 1 over 2. So it's going to be 2 over 2 is going to be equal to 1. 6 over 2 is going to be to 3. And 10 over 2 is going to be to 5. And 3 over 2 is 3/2. This is the new row 1. So what I want to do now, I want to get three. I want you guys to understand this. You working when you're working on the in matrix, you always work from left to right. I got the first number here, which is number 2, to equal to 1. So now I want to make 3 and 1 to be equal to 0. Okay? When you're working with matrix, you always work from left to right. Left to right. You get the first number you want to be 1, and then anything below it, you get it to be equal to 0. That's how matrix works. So how am I gonna do that now? Well, I wanna make 3 and 1 to be equal to 0. So I'm gonna say row 1, or 3 times row 1 minus row 2 equals to the new row 2. And I'm gonna say row 1 minus row 3 equals to row 3. Alright? So what am I doing now? I'm going to multiply 3 times row 1, and then subtract row 2 from it. So that means row 1 is going to stay the same this time. I'm going to write it like that. And then I'm going to do the calculation to get row 2 and row 3. Alright, let's do this now. So I'm going to get 3 times 1 is 3, minus 3 is 0. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 8 is 1. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 minus 15 is equal to what? 0. And 3 times 3 halves is 9 halves, minus 0 is 9 halves. Funny. Now, row 3. Row 1 minus row 3. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. And 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. 3 halves minus a negative 1, which is 3 halves plus 1 is equal to 5 halves. In case you guys didn't know, 3 halves minus a negative 1 is equal to 3 halves plus 1. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 3 is 5, so you get 5 halves. Now, we have a little issue, but we can fix it because it is fixable. Remember, at the end, you want these numbers right here to be equal to 1. 2, 8, and 3, they have to be equal to 1. So, guess what? Now row 2 is already 1. So now I can just I can make this 1 equal to 0. How can I do this? I can just say row 2 minus row 3 equals to row 3. Because now row 1 is technically done. I'm not touching row 1 anymore. It's done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say 1, 3, 5, 3 halves, 0, 1, 0, 9 halves. And now we're going to have 0, 0, and 0 minus 2 is negative 2. And 9 halves minus 5 halves is what? Is 4 halves, which is 2. Right? You have 9 halves minus 5 halves is equal to 4 over 2, which is 2. Okay, we are almost done. What now? Now I want row 3 to be what? I want row 3 to be, I want this number right here to be equal to 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this by negative 2. Right? So I'm going to say row 3 divided by negative 2 is equal to row 3. So I'm going to have row 1, 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. 3 halves. Row 2, 0, 1, 0, 9 halves. And now row 3 is going to be what? Well, 0 over 2 negative 3 is 0. You're going to have another 0. Negative 2 over negative 2 is equal to what? 1. And 2 over negative 2 is negative 1. We are now we will say, well, now we are done, right, Master? We are done. But not yet. We have a 0 right here. And this cannot be 0. Because the 0 only has to be on the left of 1. Never on the right of 1. When you're doing row echelon form, zeros can only be at the left side of 1. So, what we're going to do is this. Because I have a 1 right here, I can just add that to row 2. I can just add 1 to row 2. And that's it. Why? Let's see. Row 3 plus row 2 equals to the new row 2. What do we get now? Well, we get 1, 3, 5, 3 halves, and we get 0, 0, 1, negative 1. I'm going to leave row 2 by itself because now I'm going to work with row 2. So what do I do now? Row 3, 0 plus row 2, 0 is equal to 0. The second 0, row 3, 0 plus 1 is equal to what? 1. 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. What is negative 1 plus 9 halves? Well, negative 1 plus 9 halves is equal to negative 2 plus 9 over 2. And that's equal to 7 over 2. So that's equal to 7 halves. And guess what? Guess what? Now your row echelon, so the row echelon for 2, 6, 10, 3, 3, 8, 15, 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1 is equal to what? It's equal to 1, 3, 5, 3 halves. It's 1, 3, 5, 3 halves. 0, 1, 1, what? 7 halves. 0, 0, 1, negative 1. That's your row echelon form. Oh, yes. So this is so basically what I mean. What I'm saying is this: the row echelon form for of this matrix is that matrix right here. And guess what? Now you are done. You are done. You are done. So guys, let me know, how did you like this one? Was it easier to understand? I try to make it as long as possible to give you more details as possible, because if I were doing it by myself without explaining to anyone, it would have been a whole lot shorter than what you guys are seeing right here. But because I want to make sure you guys understand and that you guys really enjoy doing mathematics and matrices, I take my time to make it long so you guys can actually understand. Guys, again, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Click that notification bell as well so you guys can be alert whenever I put a new video out. And of course, you can donate to my Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. They are all in the description down below. This is Math Stats. Math Stats I hope to see you guys again. Until then, Math Stats out.